So hello everyone, my name is Ange Cassandra Tazon. I hope all of you are doing great because as for me, I feel wonderful, I feel good. So yes, and today I'm going to present to you Facebook. Mhm. I know all of you know what Facebook is. It is a company, it is one of the companies that offer social networking services, and I can tell you that it is one of the biggest social medias these days. Um, it was founded in February 24, I think. Yes, it was founded on February 24 by Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg. Um, and right, I cannot say the exact numbers of employees right now, but I can tell you that like last time that it was stated on December 2020, they had 58,604 employees. Yes, that was the number of employees that they had um, on December 2020. So we can say it is approximately the same right now. So yes, and apart from that, I'm going to analyze the financial statement of this company for you today. So by analyzing this financial statement, I'm going to use the method of the horizontal analysis, which is a method that looks at the change of amounts on the financial statement over the past years. And I'm also going to use the vertical analysis, which is a method that compares different items to a single item in the same accounting period. Yes, and partially going to use the method of financial ratios. So yes, so keep up. So right now I am looking at the income statement of the company, and just by looking at the numbers I can see that as time goes by, the company also grows, because look at the huge changes in the revenue, and look at the gross profit too. It grows a lot just by looking at it. If we look at the difference in the revenue, the one of 2020 and the one in the TTM, we can see an increase of approximately $10 million. And for the net income, we can see that in 2020 and the TTM, an increase of only approximately 4 millions. Why is that? Why is that the revenue is so huge, but the net income is not really that huge? The only explanation that I can give is that is because of the death and the expenses. No, actually, it's just because of the death, which means that the company uses a lot of expenses. If we look here, we can see that as far as the company goes by, they continue to add the expenses, and I could tell you that most of the time these expenses are used in advertisements. It's because of the advertisements. So, but even though these expenses are increasing, we can see that the revenue and the income is much more higher than the expense, which also shows the efficiency of the company. And here I will show you in the balance sheet. I will show you the total assets and the working capital. Just look at the working capital of the company. Actually, the working capital is the money available in the company, and we can see that it is $60,689,000, which is really huge, right? Because look at the one in the year before, which is 2019. We can see that it is a huge difference between these two, which is really good. And look at the debt. we can see here that the debt increased. Like I said before, the reason why the net income is not as high as the revenue is because of the debt. Look at the debt, you can see that it always increases. It increases a lot. Um, so by calculating the debt ratio of 2020 and 2019, I can see that the one of 2020 is 0.07, and the one of 2019 is 0.08. So we can see a difference of 0.01. I'm sorry that I can show you this. It's actually a number that I've calculated in my calculator. So we can see that this difference actually it is low, and it shows that the debt increases but not much, and that the assets is much more higher than the debt, which shows that the company is actually doing great. So by looking at this right down here, there is this graph who shows the difference between the revenue and the earnings. And just by looking at this, we can see the difference, that the revenue is really really high, but the earnings is not so high. And it had, the reason is because of the same thing that I spoke about not long ago, which is because of the debt. And in 2019, we can see that it is very low compared to 2020 and 2018. So yes, and by looking at this, I'll show you in the statistics the size of the company. So the market cap, which is 902.7 billion, which is really huge, because it shows actually that the company is really large, right? So here we can see this, and we can also see the ratio of we can see the profit margin, the return on assets and other stuff. But unfortunately, I cannot compare this data with the one of its competitors, because the ones that I wanted to compare to are private companies, and I really don't have the data for this company. So I'm sorry for that. I'm really sorry. So here is it. I just by looking at this thing, I finished my analysis, and I can tell that in conclusion, the company is doing great, even though he spends a lot, and that he has a lot of debt. But we can also see the difference in the revenue, because he spends a lot, but he has a lot of income in revenue. So in conclusion, I would say that the company goes well. Okay, not great, but well. So here, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for listening to me.